I was always intrigued by plants and always interested in kind of naturalized gardening, kind of nature gardens. I remember that. My full name is Lisa Renner, and I grew up in Switzerland and actually also lived in Switzerland until, with interruptions, until the age of 50. I always wished I had a garden and would knew more about gardening, but as life takes its course, I was working part-time as a physician, and I had 3 young children and a husband who was very busy, so there wasn't much time for gardening. And then we moved to Canada and to Winnipeg, from Winnipeg to Toronto. And when we moved from Winnipeg to Toronto, I decided to retire from my professional life and to pursue my dream of kind of being able to create a garden. I was very happy to realize that the botanical garden was very close to our home, so I started volunteering, which gave me a lot of information about gardening, about plants, and kind of satisfied my interest for learning about gardening and then applying what I saw in the garden to my own garden. Espaliered trees need summer pruning. We are coercing the tree in the form we would like to have it. And some people call it actually an art form. This is the nicer way to say it. I plan to tie these 2 branches to the last horizontal of my trellis. I have chosen these earlier this year, and because the tree is a little bit away from the trellis, I've already attached them so they would be in the right position to be tied down to the trellis. And this will be my last tier of my espalier. And eventually I had the urge to do a little bit more structural learning because I just wanted to know more. And at about the same time, I was asked if I would be interested in becoming a master gardener. And that set off my journey. Then we moved to Winnipeg, and the beauty of being a master gardener was I connected with the Master Gardener Association here. I could transfer, and I found a lot of like-minded gardeners in an instant, which made settling in here very easy. The swath of the yellow flowers here, these are all rudbeckias, or black-eyed Susan, Rudbeckia hirta. The pollinators like it, as maybe you can see it because it's buzzing here. I'm checking if the seeds of the native columbine are already ripe to be harvested. So I look into those seed pods, and if I see some dark black seeds, I try to shake them out in my hand. And if they come very easily, they are ready to be collected. And I collect these and then kind of spread them in the garden where I want more columbine or I give them to friends who would like to grow the native columbine. It's good. I think I found it. It's an almost black caterpillar with green rings and white dots. I believe it could be the American lady butterfly. So the food plants for the larvae are the plantain-leaved pussy toes, and this is exactly what this is here. Plantain-leaved pussy toes. And these leaves that look like wilted leaves are the hideaway of the larvae when the eggs are laid and the larvae develop. The setting John and I met was a setting where I realized if this is a landscape architect, he is definitely one who kind of must enjoy the same kind of planting and plants as I do, because it was about biodiversity in home gardens. And I was thinking, oh, this is a person that really might get right away and understand what I would like to realize in my front garden. And by trying to figure out what we could do there, also in discussion with my husband, I just realized I would be better off working with a professional to make this something that really works and turns out as I envision it.
My name is John Harper, and I'm a landscape architect. I think Lisa brought a vision to the garden that was unique to her, as well as representing the ideals of a lot of people in saving and preserving natural landscapes.
I found some really good books about creating prairie gardens, which widened the scope of the plants for me, and helped me choose and make plant lists that then John, of course, pared down a little bit, because it's not nature. It's still a garden. It's something man-made, and there are some techniques to make it look appealing.
The boxes are steel, and so the walls are relatively thin compared to other materials, such as stone. And we wanted a material that was ecologically sound, in that they wanted to grow vegetables in these boxes. We put them at different heights so that Lisa had options on what she wanted to grow and how she wanted to grow it. And it helps to, the two of them there together help to enclose some of the space.
Look, it needs some tree.
And your apple tree looks great. And you have an apple.
Yes, we have one single apple. It's a very meditative thing. But when I'm out in the garden, even if I'm only weeding, I'm so much in the space and concentrated on what I'm doing that I forget the time. That's what it does to me. And it's an opportunity to be outside and make as much of summer as I can without having to go far.